Today, Precarious plays
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
That took much longer than I would have expected, and I don't think it was of any fault of Audette's. I tried it.
Can I get back up here if I could fall down into the cell?
I don't know. I maybe. Why? Why does that matter? Talk to the objective. I'm very upset. I'm very upset. It doesn't matter. Talk to the damn monkey. Talk to the unicorn monkey.
I'm trying to talk to the monkey.
Talk to the unicorn monkey. Go down into the gate.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
there
trying
are
to talk
climby
to him
vines.
from far away.
There are climby vines. Yeah, you know what? I can't fault you for that because the Kokiri girl in the first game is like, "Hey, Link, chat me up from back there, asshole."
Yeah. Okay.
But I observed that you think you have to turn into regular Link to talk to him or something. What does he say? Yeah, okay. So listen to him. Listen to him, and I'm going to explain some things. The tools Deku Link has available, none of them feel like the appropriate solution to that series of platforming challenges, and the Deku Scrubs respawn. I did not remember that. I thought that they would die once and then stay dead, like for the playthrough, for the run. Does he want you to cut the rope?
Yeah. I'll have to...
Oh, okay. So just pay attention to this.
Okay.
The spin attack that Deku Link has... No, you need a loud instrument. Think it through. The spin attack doesn't work well on those platforms because they're too tiny. The bombs don't work especially... the Deku Nut bombs, I should say. They don't work very well because if you miss, if you don't get the alpha strike, they usually counter by pointing straight up at you and shooting you at point blank range, and then you sail off into the sunset. And there were a frustrating number of trades where like they would get Deku bombed at the same time as Link would get shot out of the air. In the bubble, which we determined, like that's how Audette eventually got through, was by way of spit bubble.
Yeah.
That still doesn't feel like the right solution because it suffers from the inaccuracies of the Deku bubble. Now there's something that I'm going to test on my own later. I wonder if the Deku shot, if it isn't actually a Monster Hunter Greatsword-esque charging situation where if you charge it to where it's mid-sized, if it doesn't go straight. Like, that's something I'm going to mess around with on my own later. Because I think that environment demands a level of precision that the Deku bubble doesn't seem to be capable of producing. And I can't believe... It's a stick. It's a stick instead of buttons, so you've got to be very deliberate.
I know.
We're playing this on the Wii U Virtual Console, if that's not clear. And the C buttons are on... You know what? Remind me later, and I will try to put the C buttons also on the D-pad.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can do that, that should be easier to use, at least for the ocarina.
Mm-hmm. Look at these guys. They're so happy.
Oh. God, I'm so mad. I'm so mad about that sequence.
I'm simmering
That
myself,
scenario.
but I have simmered down somewhat.
Because now I feel like we don't quite have enough time to do the dungeon in a complete way, and then explore the changed environment afterwards.
Yeah.
I might have a recommendation for that, but the most important thing is talking about how cool the transformation masks are. Because I'm trying to think of examples. I think like in Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, you had overworld pets who would radically change the way Link would move around and how he interacted with the environment. Those are close, but there are not as many of them. Actually, I think there may be 3.
All right, how do we get to the forest temple?
Well, what you do is you try to get back into the castle first.
Okay.
Try to see if they'll let you in. They might not let you in anymore, and this might actually be the point where they're like, no.
Okay.
Give it one try. Go to the left lobe. And see if you can't get that heart piece, because it will give you a 4th complete container. Be very careful, because the environment...
Still a sneaking map.
Yeah, it's a sneaking mission, but the map is much more open. Keep in mind you also have 99 rupees, so don't be tempted. You need no more. You can carry no more rupees. But see how, like, there are bushes? I don't know if they block their vision when they turn.
They're just obstacles.
Yeah, I think they're obstacles. I think, like, the large, broad, green, leafy ones might block their vision. But I don't know if those little gangly ones will.
Oh, do you think I can get around the edge of this fence?
Probably.
Around.
You focus on that, and I'm going to talk about... Yeah, see how it didn't block?
Yeah.
I don't know if that counts as a real try. You should go one more.
Okay.
So there are examples of very... Like, it's unfortunate because the transformation masks are very aptly named. But it's also... This is a situation where, like... It feels like they are synonymous with, like, the genre, you know? So if I were to say, like, right now I'm thinking of, like, transformative elements.
Where's the heart container?
Oh, it's all the way in the top portion of the minimap.
Oh.
But, like, I think... You are a danger to your friends and colleagues.
Huh?
That was so aggressive. Okay, now I think if you go around that corner, you can see the heart container. Like, I mean, if you go into the corner, I should say. Yeah, there it is.
Okay, we'll see if I can
Woof.
pull that shit off.
Yeesh. Yeesh.
Not sorry.
Give me a tummy rumble.
I may not be displaying the best technique, but I am...
Like, I can't argue with it because it worked, but it felt so slapdash.
Well, after I had to try to get caught so many times, it really made me feel a lot less worried about these freaking guards.
They got you. Okay,
see?
later. I
Yeah.
think we should come back later.
I will. It's not so difficult.
You just go back. Owl statue. Play the Song of Soaring. And it will take you. You can fly to the owl statue. So there are not really that many scenarios, so many modes, items, whatever, throughout the Zelda series that are as transformative. And see, that's what I'm talking about, where it's like, oh, well, of course the transformation masks are transformative, duh. There are not so many items and situations and allies and things that are as transformative as the transformation masks. You have, like, I think his name is Ricky, and I think there was a Dodongo. There may have been another one, but I remember those two really clearly. Like the mounts that you had in Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons. There's the wolf form, arguably. Yeah, no, the wolf form counts. From Twilight Princess. Then you have, like, mini games, weirdly. Like, that's the other scenario.
Woodfall or Southern Swamp?
Southern Swamp.
Well,
yeah.
It's not like I can't do this again, right?
Right. I'm sorry, I can't remember if...
So cool.
I can't remember which one is which. But you just went to the southern swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, this is outside. I'm sorry. This is outside the,
Okay, so not this.
Right. You need to go to Woodfall.
Dang it.
This is outside the boat cruise house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of... Oh, the Zora tunic from Twilight Princess. Yeah, you need to go to Woodfall this time.
Mm-hmm.
Most of those they're not as comprehensive as the transformation masks.
Mm-hmm.
The Deku mask, just using that one as an example, even if it doesn't actually function this way, I think instinctively you worry more about fire.
Yeah.
I don't know if it actually deals, like if fire hurts you more badly
but
in Deku
it seems
form.
like I should be worried about the fire.
Yeah, it still like at least puts me ill at ease. You need to play the forest song that they taught you on that plinth.
Ah, yes.
There's an object in the environment that would otherwise be useless. Those flowers that suddenly become very useful. Your attacking options are either completely ineffectual or like they're changed dramatically. Lily pads, which are something that are basically useless to normal Link. It is a walkable surface.
Yeah.
It sort of becomes it's ladder-esque from the original Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
It takes something that you could not walk upon before, and it turns it into something that you can traverse.
This is amazing.
Yeah, this is the general flow of the game. This is how Majora's Mask goes. You go to a new area, you involve yourself in a cultural problem, they teach you a song, and then that reveals the dungeon.
That's so cool. Should I save at the owl statue?
You can't. If you save at the owl statue, the game ends. What you should do is you should pull out a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, get a bottle ready. It makes me so nervous that we're not going into this with 4 hearts.
Mm-hmm.
So get that bottle ready. Mm-hmm. One of these pots, I think, has a fairy in it.
Mm-hmm.
You need to dump that spring water and catch a fairy. And once that's done, we'll come back tomorrow and we'll take on the first dungeon in the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
I always like the forest temple. That's usually my favorite.